Hey, I'm James. With me is John.
Hello.
Okay. And we are back with behind the scenes of creating a fucking podcast. Uh
Yeah, that should have been the name.
what? Creating a fucking podcast? Of
That'll
just
be
the
the next
podcast in
one.
general?
Yeah, just the podcast in general, but that'll be the next one.
Oh god, no. This is that. Fuck that. um and we are gonna go over icons, and I'm a little bit more prepared this time. And I created a nice little icon, and I made one that used some more of John's influence. And I'm not gonna lie, I John, I do you think I'm joking when I said it almost made me throw up?
I did. I did think you were joking.
I legitimately gagged. That is honestly, that is not a joke. I gagged while making it.
Then I mean, I'll just have to see it, but
I don't.
I
Maybe
feel like
that
you still don't get what I wanted if you're
possibly,
sick about it.
possibly. Uh, but so let me just change to this scene. Ooh. And up here I have Photoshop. And let's just start with the one that I showed you. I made some changes to it, but this is Icon version 4. Blue, the orange wire. I actually have our names on it, James and John. Try podcasting. And there's some things like maybe this needs to be moved a little bit, or this can be moved a little bit. But it's nice, it's clean. I but also this feels like something I would send to someone and be like, "This is what we're aiming for. Can you actually make a good thing?"
Um, it's very blurry on my end.
Is it? Okay, hold on, I'll
Yeah,
change the settings. Um
the one frame a second nonsense or whatever it was before.
yeah, how do I do that? Oh, oops. Well, that's going to fuck some shit up. We are going to go to better text readability. How's that?
Yeah, better,
A little better? Okay.
a lot better.
So, now I have some creativities that maybe will spark your interest into being interested in this, some zany things, some things that'll make it bad.
Uh-huh.
A person's face.
Oh God. Okay.
It's bad because I'm terrible at Photoshop. How's that doing it for you? Huh?
Well, right off top, I don't know that I like our full names on there
Really?
because I think it just like you said, like, oh, it's clean. I feel like that kind of ruins the cleanness. Like that's a thing there that just is kind of like, why is that there? Like that looks cleaner to me. That looks much cleaner.
Okay.
Um, I definitely like it a lot more than everything else, that you showed me before. And obviously, it's a better version of like the what is that?
Leaves.
Leaves. Okay. Why?
Just because to make it bad.
No, no. Just
Anti
get rid of the
art.
leaves.
Okay, this is the last one.
Oh God. Wow. I feel like that's more in line with what I was saying, but I don't know. Now that it's here.
Uh,
I
but
think the only reason why I say no,
okay.
let me see the one with the beard again. It's just because like I actually like the one with the eye, but the thing is like because then it looks like the eye is the icon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm saying like I want the tripod to some way when we have a better art, like you said, like when we have someone who's like make this a thing, I want it to be like what did I compare it to? The Pixar lamp thing, like where it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
you know what it is just by seeing that thing. And having the eye just it draws the attention more, I think. So I like it like this, and I actually don't mind it with the beard, but I think I just prefer it like
Like
this
this?
actually.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I didn't mind our names. Like, I kind of like having, because J&J is, especially with the pandemic, has a different connotation, which is like the only reason. Like, I think I can like shift some stuff around to make it a little better, maybe.
I see.
But
No, I get what you're saying because that's what I brought up when we first had
yeah,
the J&J thing. So like I get it. Um it just looks so much better without it to me. Uh do you know how to make a GIF?
I don't
I
think we
know that
can.
that wouldn't stand
I don't think
but
that would work. But kind of.
make it
Why?
work.
I
I would rather like our names show up rather than be there the whole time.
okay. Well, that's. I don't think that's gonna happen. Um.
James, there's people who have animated avatars or like profile pictures in Twitter still, even after they took that feature away. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Oh my god.
Have you ever seen that? Like, have you ever gone on Twitter and someone has like an
No,
animated
actually, I
profile
haven't.
picture? Yeah, like it. I follow someone where it's like a picture of them and it's like a rainbow just going like this, like
Oh.
not like a circle, but like the colors, it's changing instead of just being like his whatever colors would naturally be. His face is changing, like it's like yellow, red, green, blue,
Okay.
and just keep going like that, but in a circle, like
Huh.
that. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you include it. It's just like you said, maybe you can tweak it a little. It stands out to me as like not clean, whereas
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
looks clean.
Okay. Are you ready to see the other one?
Yeah.
I'm not. So this is J&J Try Podcasting.
Holy shit. I know that's the mic, but I'm just like, what is on the mic?
An eyeball.
Oh my god.
Did I put that on there, or is that a separate thing? That's a separate thing. So. Oh, it's so separated. The literal the iris is a separate thing as well. So actually, I can probably do give it a little outline for the eye.
I'm blown away.
Is this what you wanted?
No, it's not. It's more
Okay.
than anything I could have ever hoped for. No, I'm kidding. Because what I wanted was for it to be um what I was saying, but still like I feel like you were more on the right track when you were just playing around with it on the spot there. Like when you had like just like that tilted text, but this still needs to be used in something. It won't be like the logo, but this needs to be seen by the world, James.
It
Like
is. That's why we're recording it. Oh my.
Jesus,
It's a thing, right?
it's a thing. It's a thing.
But overall, we're maybe gonna try this. I can try tweaking it a little bit.
The quality dropped again, just so you know. But
Okay.
yeah, I like this one because it's good enough to be like legit while also because I mean this is just because like you said like you're limited in what you could do or whatever, but it's also like beginner stuff. You know what I mean? Like someone just trying to do it. Like it's still what I want it to be in a sense, you know? Well, we'll put the James and John real quick.
Oh. Well, before I do that, let me actually move the James and John with it.
I think you might have pushed it a little too far. How far from the border is it compared to the Y? You know, you want it to be like kind of the same. Like the end of the YDTG should be the same distance from that border as the end of the J from the other border.
Mm.
Mm.
Honestly, if we do this, I could just do that a little bit more. That should be a bit more matching. Oh, actually, font centered with the rest. Yeah, I don't know if that works.
It doesn't look as good.
No. All right, I can play with it. I'm not going to save this, though. But, yeah, so I think we'll go with this design, the original design.
Yeah. Oh my
Oopsie
god.
poopsie. What?
This.
Oh, yeah. That was that was me trying to be as, I think you said like a grandmother. I went with it. I went with it.
I mean, damn.
Oh my god. You know that, you know.
You know what part I hate that, but I love it because I hate it? The and symbol with that line through it with the black on one side and the white on the other. It's so
Yeah. The funny thing is that took effort. I didn't want it to take effort, but it took effort.
Oh my gosh. I love how the podcasting is flat and then the J and J is floating.
Yeah. 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 Also, something is like Comic Sans. I think it's the J and J. Oh, I
Whoa.
flatten it, so I can't see. Uh, eh.
Can you add, you know, can you take the beard from the other one and put it like and shrink it so that it's like talking into that mic? But I want it higher up, like in that. No, I don't want it to make sense in that way. Like keep it facing the way you had it faced, and then bring it up into that dead space between the mic and J. Yeah. Oh my god. Yes.
Like no eyes, no nothing.
Yeah, just leave it like that. All right, so this is just to like fuck around with, not to act. This is the one. Oh, without the all-seeing face and eye. Holy shit.
What just happened? Why is there what? Why is that? Wait a minute. What? 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 What's this then?
Did you clip it somehow into another layer?
Hold on. Something.
Like go through your layers and see if there's a new layer that is not supposed to be. No, there you go.
Must have been. I must have clicked it in a weird way.
Are you gonna put one eye on the face? Make it a little smaller,
Hold on, let me
just a little.
like that.
Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's great.
I worry about our sanity.
This has to be used at some point outside of this video, James. Why'd you look like that?
So we're gonna go with this.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I'll play with it. I'll see if I can do anything else, but just in case, this might just be what it is. I could maybe have the J and J be on the top, and then like lower, like going left to right instead of up and down, and then maybe bring this down a little bit, bring this down a little bit. What?
Like, I know it makes sense for it to be called, like, because it's not really calling, it's like saying what we're doing. We're gonna try podcasting, but I wonder if it would be better as just try podcast. Like, it's the try podcast.
So there is this group of YouTubers called the Try Guys who have a tripod.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think
All right,
it might
maybe
be a
some
little
fuck.
too close.
Yeah.
Even as James and John tried what pod, just what was it? Were you saying tripod?
No, try podcast. Like the
Tripod.
try podcast. That's or the
Yeah.
James and John. I just messed up my own name.
Yeah, I know. Out of all of
and
them,
it wasn't even a name that starts with a J. I said Dre. The thing is, what I've learned is I like to stay up late, but I'm not an overnight person.
Yeah.
I flip my sleeping, but I'm not the same person.
Same.
After a certain time. Yeah. And I don't know that anyone is. The more I get to know my coworkers, I'm like, oh, we're all just destroying our mental healths and our well-being, and our bodies are falling. Like, it's just like all terrible. There's nothing good.
Yeah. But because of this, we can do a podcast. It's gonna be a sad day if you get a real job and I'm probably stuck at overnight. I don't have to be, but I actually want to talk to you about that later.
Well, all right, we'll talk about it. But one thing I'll say real quick is, like, I mean, hopefully I would get a more real job like Arthel, where I have weekends off and we would still be able to do this on Saturdays or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
maybe
that
I
would
can
be
work
nice.
wake up early, or we can do it in the morning, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, we will find a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is gonna be the icon. I did come up with a proposition for you in case you did fall in love with this monstrosity. I was gonna say this can be the podcast icon, and then this would be on all the social media, like the Instagram, the Twitter, TikTok. I think those are gonna be the three. I don't know if you want to make a Facebook page or anything.
Well, how is this gonna fit in circle
That's a good question.
form?
I may have to like play with it. Like, it would probably work. The only thing I would have to do is like move the microphone down so it doesn't get caught off. The only thing is you may not see the feeties, which is kind of the what inspired this. By the way, I hope you thank
I
your
have a
girlfriend
question.
on that.
I'll let her know. I think I did. I was like, or at least I praised it. I was like, yeah, that was good. Whatever you end up uploading to, or we end up uploading to, like, what do the icons look like on there? that you're saying like, oh, it could be the podcast icon. Like, what does it look like? Is it going to be a big thing, or is it just going to be this little thing? Like, how would that look? Because like, I wouldn't mind having it like that if it's like a small thing, like where someone would have to go out of their. Oh, it's going to take up that whole screen like that.
This is what it kind of looks like, and then this is me showing what my what I fucking watch, but that's what it might look. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't have an auto. I don't have it set to auto.
Oh, I just saw it for like a brief second.
Yeah.
Kind of focused. Yeah, I see. All right.
And then this is my like subscriptions, everything I'm subscribed to. So
Okay.
it's kind of important, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I was gonna say is if we did something like that, would it not be better to do the opposite?
I guess.
Because they're not gonna likely find us by directly seeing our social media. They're more likely to
I
stumble
disagree.
upon. You think so?
Oh, I think you're more likely to stumble upon someone's social media than their podcast on iTunes.
Well, on iTunes, like these are not going to like YouTube or something.
I mean, Google has its own podcasting app and stuff like that. We can put episodes on YouTube. I don't know how fruitful that is.
Well, I was just saying that because like I think that's the only way I listen to podcasts, and also like my coworkers, they just find a random podcast, random. They don't even know what it is on YouTube, and like listen to it. Like they don't use any specific podcast service or places where you generally would like find a real podcast. Not to say that those aren't real. They're uploaded probably there as well.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just like, I mean, we can definitely put the stuff up on YouTube and stuff like that. For me, I think Instagram, probably not so much. Twitter would probably just be more of a notification for any followers we get. The one I'm interested in is TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok has that old YouTube
Then
feel.
I would want the icon there to be the shitty one.
Fuck. Okay,
Like everything else be the legit one, but then when it's uploaded, I want the icon, the tiny icon, not like they have to go to our page really to look at
Right.
it. That one to be the bad one, and then just be like, why?
And then they'll come to our YouTube account and see why. But I think, and I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong about this, but TikTok definitely feels like you can throw something out and people will find it because it's just delivered to you.
Yes, but I will say that you said not so much Instagram, but Instagram actually has the same thing.
Yeah,
with,
I guess.
like,
I
stories.
guess.
And it is the same in the sense
I think it's
that
Reels.
like Reels. Yeah. The stories is for your people who follow you, and then Reels is anyone can see it. But the reason why I brought it up is because when I was like, I don't know, posting my friends like clip of a video and telling people to go look at it, I was like, I don't have any followers. But then I thought, I think anyone can see a reel, and I did that, and people did see it, and people said things. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know who you are, so this is great. What I wanted to happen happened. So
and
I guess we could use them both in the same way. Like the same thing could be uploaded to both places.
Oh
like,
yeah. That's pretty much the idea.
Mhm.
Instagram is if we have any like pictures. I don't know. I come down to Florida or you come up to Jersey and we hang out or some shit.
Yeah. John has an actual place to sit and record. Here's a picture of his setup.
By the way, we did a little security chat. I forgot to mention a few things, which this may get cut out or not. But we should probably not give up too much information on where we live. As I said, I kind of just gave up our states, but I don't think states is that big of a deal.
Mhm.
because states are big. The only other thing I wanted to mention is like family names, your partner's name, stuff like that. Like, it's really up to you if you want to say their names or not. I don't think it would be a problem, first names and stuff, but
Right.
it's just something I want you to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
That like our safety is always important, even though I don't think anything would happen. But swatting and all
It
that shit,
it doesn't take a lot.
yeah.
So I was talking about my stepfather earlier. Before he had any level of success, he had a stalker.
Really?
I'm talking about no success. No one knows him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
in any world, not in Latin, nothing. And he got a stalker, and because you mentioned, like family and stuff like that. That person actually targeted my little sister.
Ew.
Yeah, not in like a, just in like a just trying to just be abusive online type of way, But like I was just like, that's so insane to me.
Yeah.
So like I'm definitely aware. That doesn't mean you might not have to like catch me at times because like obviously I haven't done this and like policed
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
names or whatever or details I give. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really up to you. Like you saying you had an uncle, blah blah blah. That's not a problem. Uh, but if you mention your partner's name, you need to let me know if you don't want that out there,
Okay.
or your like sister's names and stuff like that. We should be concerned about that. I'll decide if that stays or not. It's probably fine. Again, I don't think there's a problem with us saying our first names. We've already done it. I'm
I mean, for me personally, I don't really care like about my name. My whole name is a very common name. So
Is it
unless they have
okay?
more details, yeah.
So is mine. If you ever look up my full name on Facebook, you'll find a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And I don't normally put my middle name on anything. So
Yeah, I don't put it's just
yeah,
yeah, first and last, and that's very, very common. Actually, I think even my full name is comes up with a list. So
yeah. But also, like, our faces are out there. Someone could find our Facebooks.
I'll
I
just delete my
don't.
Facebook. I never go on it.
eh,
I
but I need you to
don't remember the
share it to
last
your
time I went on
friends
there.
and family.
On Facebook though,
Yes.
I don't even know if I have people on there that I want to see my podcast.
I
Like,
know.
I don't have uh, great relationships in some areas. That's why I don't go on Facebook.
Damn.
Like, those aren't people who are actually people I interact with.
I've gotten more people lately through the job and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, friends. Some more
I
than
don't remember the last
others.
time I added someone on Facebook. I really just don't go
Liter.
look at my picture. The picture was from before the pandemic.
Yeah, yeah. I update mine fair bit. It's been a second actually, but yeah, I generally update mine. The thing I was trying to pivot to was social media in general. So, how do you want to handle the handle? Wow, that was a sentence. Like we could go J and J with the ampersand, or James and John ampersand, and then TP or something.
I mean, I get like for the handles. I mean, we're not gonna be able to do it because you just made me think about the try guys or whatever. But like I feel like we need a shorter way of saying this, and like focusing on the names. I don't think is the way. You know what I mean? Like always having J and J, J and J. Like I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It just feels like a mouthful. Even when you're like you're not even saying our full name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're just saying J&J, and then it's try podcasting or
TP,
TP. Yeah.
toilet paper.
Okay. J&J TPing.
And should it be like the ampersand, a plus
If you
sign?
can do it. And does that work on all the platforms? Like there's no weird like, oh, you can't use
Uh
this symbol.
oh, that's a good question. I think
Because
so.
you said you want it to be uniform, right? So
Yeah. So TPING.
yes.
Okay. And then we'll get a email address that's it might have to be James and John, but I'll try J&J TPing. And we'll go from there. And that will be the front facing. We have a separate email address as a backend for stuff. So if people wanted to email us, it will be that one. I might put it up on screen if I have it by the time I edit this. Actually, it should, because my idea for scheduling these videos is behind the scenes will go up with episode 1, which is the actual episode, not the introductory one. So that should be fine. And we have I definitely got 2 episodes from the last one. The main thing, The Boy Meets World, and there might be a third one with friendships, but I have to go over what I have. Oh, next part, my favorite part, episode ideas for that we need to discuss. Let me bring up the document here, We'll go over what we've decided before. Maybe we can expand, or, I'm sure you thought of some ideas from last time. It's been, what, 2 weeks? Anyway.
Yeah, but I definitely haven't.
You motherfucker. What I got on here is watch a movie, discuss afterwards, and guess each other's ratings. The first movie being Hell House LLC, which is a horror movie I kind of just want you to watch. Also, I'm willing to rewatch it. So, and you can also pick a movie, and that could be 2 episodes that can be put out, 2 separate things, even separated from one another. Tabletop RPG actual play. I think I have a game system. There's 2 game systems I can probably run with just you and me. Unless we get another person involved. But it's the one I tried to sell when I was trying to get you, me, and Arthel and Steve to play. Do you remember that text message? That long-winded text message I sent?
Vaguely.
Okay. One is called Delta Green. Kind of think X-Files meets Call of Cthulhu. And it's more like conspiracy. It's conspiracy in the way that you are FBI agents, but you're not. When you do these missions, you're technically it's not officially from the government in a weird way. Even the president doesn't know about this conspiracy called Delta Green. It's dark, but I think it could be fun. And the intro scenario that they have, I think I can run it with just you. If we could get a second person, that would be brilliant. The other one is called Breakfast Cult. It's a tabletop RPG that's very anime. Kind of think Danganronpa, Persona, Blue Exorcist. I know you know Danganronpa. I don't know about the other, if you know too much about the other ones.
I know Blue Exorcist.
Okay.
Vaguely.
But it's pretty, me too. I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much, it's the year 30XX. Human, all the magical mythology stories, they're real. We just didn't know how to do magic because it would make you go insane. But in the future, we figured that shit out, and now magic's a thing. And magic and technology is a thing, and Now there's a school in the Pacific Island for the best of the best and the weird of the weird to go to, and it's high school, and it's, you know, anime as fuck. But that might be another idea. But the thing is, that's a lot more storytelling. So either I can give you a character to play with, or you can make a character, and making a character might be a bit more extensive. But if you're into it, then that would work. If not, maybe aim for Delta Green because I can just print out a random sheet of an FBI agent. But that's kind of where I'm leaning right now, and I guess we'll get more into that when we get that more locked down. But what do you think about either of those ideas?
Okay. So wait, as far as the games go, or you just mean all the ideas you just listed?
As the games go.
Okay. I mean, I like the idea of the Danganronpa one, but you said that that's the one where you might have to, or not have to, but it would be better if like we created a character. Is that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So like,
kind of freak out now when I have to like create something for some
yeah.
like if I don't have something to just go off of.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
But
I got bored and I made characters, and it was actually kind of a thing because it's very storytelling. Like, you have aspects to your characters that you have to make up, and these are like 1 to 2 word things, or like maybe a small sentence. Let me see if I can bring up one of the characters I made. So I made a character called Audrey Brasher. Uh, their aspects are the chosen wielder of Excalibur, outdoor enthusiast, rumors are currency, destined future king. To fix trouble, you got to make trouble. And these are things like you get like fate points, and let's just say you rolled bad and you want to re-roll. So for her, let's just say outdoor enthusiast. She was trying to climb a wall and she rolled bad. I can say like, no, she's an outdoor enthusiast. I spend a point and I get to re-roll. Or I can add a +2 to the roll, or whatever makes more sense in this situation. And that is like pretty much the basic conceit of the game. There's also like skills, but it's literally just 6 skills that you put like, I think one has to be +3, 2 have to be +2, 2 have to be +1, and 1 has to be +0. So like that's the easy point. The other point is just coming up with a concept and breaking it down, you know? But even though that took some time, I loved it. I had so much fun coming up with a backstory for this character. She, her, they, them pronouns. She's an Aries with a B- blood type from Colorado. I need to find friends who like tabletop games.
yeah.
Because I can, like, I don't think that's your jam, or it's not your jam unless you really got into it. I don't think.
Right.
Like, for
That's
all you
how
know, you might got into it, you know. But I can also give you like, show you like characters, and you can be like, that one. Okay, and the other episode idea we had from last time was make Steve watch Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think we can do it. We have to talk to Steve and see if he has at least like, you know, headphones that can go into the phone and have a microphone, you know.
But we need like him to be able to sit down and do this. Like
Yes.
it just seems like he's always busy or with people, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's like we don't have his full attention
Yeah.
long enough. You know, I actually want him to like watch it. You know.
Well, next time we speak to him, I'm still trying to get us to play Jackbox games again. So maybe we can discuss this with him together, or one of us can reach out to him and see if we can get him on Discord and just chat. Or PlayStation Network, whichever one's easier.
I think I mean, it still might be easier for him to just, get on his PlayStation, but I think he figured out his password or whatever. Or unlocked it or whatever was wrong
Okay.
on Discord.
Yeah, we did something not that long ago. Okay, well, seeing that you don't have ideas, I'll come up. I have a podcast idea and I have a video for YouTube idea. So, because we were talking about maybe possibly doing side projects, but maybe that is a bit too much at the moment, but we'll see. The podcast idea was we each share like a YouTube channel that we like. We pick like 3 or 4 episodes. We share it with the person, and just like discuss why we like it and if it's something you would be into or I would be into. As we discussed earlier, my first thought was getting you to watch a bunch of Try Guys videos because I actually quite like the Try Guys.
Okay.
And I didn't even think about it when we came up with the name for Try Podcasting.
Yeah.
But I think...
But real quick, I just want to say, like, I don't know how helpful I would be at, like, making that work because I don't actually... Like, I watch recently, like I told you, those couple podcasts of people that are very well known already. And then outside of that, it's like, what do I use YouTube for? I watch TYT sometimes, which is like that progressive news network on there. It's not like I don't know. It's not like something for like entertainment or to get anything like that.
Okay, this can literally just me showing you a bunch of videos.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, if you don't mind that, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna really be able to be like, oh, look at this YouTube channel. It's like, this is just another John. How many Apex streamers do you want me to watch? I haven't watched any in a while, like since I stopped playing. But like when I was playing, I was constantly watching people too, because like I was trying to get better at the game. But then I had multiple seasons where I was just killing it, and I was like, all right, I've peaked. Like I could have, could keep playing and get better and have fun, but like with work, I was just like, I was putting in a lot of time into that game, and I was like, I don't have the time for it anymore, and I don't think I want to play it like super casually. Like I liked being decent. I mean, I could show you my favorite one, maybe, like,
yeah.
or like random. If I find like random clips, it's not going to be like, do you like this channel? It'd be like, what do you think of this specific thing right here? Yeah, I'll try to do that because I do notice things sometimes that I'm like, I want to show someone this, but I'm just working and I just keep working. I don't like stop to save the video or something.
Yeah.
So I'll keep it in mind so that hopefully I have something, but yeah.
All right. Worst case scenario, it could just literally be me going like, hey, here, watch some stuff for entertainment. We can even do it on Discord, Be like, hey, let's just watch like 2 or 3 Try Guys episodes. Let me show you some Watcher things. Okay, so I'm going to put down share YouTube. And I'll put that in the needs work section. I mean, worst case scenario.
Can you change it to like share
clips?
Yeah, clips.
Clips
like,
slash
I also,
YouTube.
Yeah, because I also might be like, here, watch this random TikTok or this video on Twitter.
I got you. Like, I like long form content. The shit I'm going to show you is like 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
The other idea, the YouTube idea. So I've been watching a lot of, are you familiar with Pokemon Nuzlocke? Okay. So I've been watching a lot of videos and I might send you another one just to show you the conceit, but it's pretty much you play a Pokemon game you can only catch one per Pokemon per route. You play Pokemon, right? I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've played Pokemon.
Well, I'm saying per route. I want you. I just want to make sure you understand what that means. So you can only catch one Pokemon, and it has to be the first encounter. If you kill it, it's dead. You're no longer. You can't catch any more Pokemon in that route. If you catch it, that's the only Pokemon you get from that route. If your Pokemon dies in battle, it's dead. You have to release it or put it in the box, and you can never use it again. So there is a fail state. You can lose all your Pokemon and you die. These are like rules that you just have to adhere to.
Mm-hmm.
So either I can do a Nuzlocke with you there commenting on it, trying to help me out. I hope you know more about Pokemon than me. Good. Perfect.
Doubt it.
Perfect. Well, you can look up things like weaknesses and stuff because here's the thing. I don't like math, and to be good at these things, it sounds like you need to know math. Also, I recently learned that there is this thing called a Souls Link Nuzlocke. So pretty much both you and me play the game side by side, and the first Pokemon we catch on the same route, they're linked. So let's just say I caught a Pidgey, you caught a Rattata, and my Pidgey dies, but your Rattata lived. It has to die as well because we're linked.
Okay.
That might be more work, but it could be fun.
Oh, you want me to react?
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot. The first one sounds like a lot to me. So the second one's like, what?
Even more, yeah. It's more so I've been watching a lot of Nuzlocke videos, and I'm going to send you one of them. I'm like, this seems like a fun challenge. And, it might be a short video. I might fail at the first, gym. Especially because there's also a way to randomize the ROM. So all the Pokemon battles, all of that can be random. So Brock may not just have a Geodude and an Onix. He might have Mew and Ditto.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a video and you can tell me if it becomes a better idea to you or not. But, and that's a side project. Like, we come back to it whenever we want. We can also just play any other video game and just comment on it and have fun doing that. I may have to move my PlayStation 5 to my room so I can record it, but and I think those are my episode ideas. Has anything here inspired you?
I mean, just not so much of like coming up with my own ideas other than like some sound fun. Like I actually do want to like see all the shit you try to send me and I don't watch. I'll be forced in these situations, but it's like often, before we used to do that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I would just be at your house or whatever, and you would just be showing me shit, and half the time, not half the time, but like sometimes I'd be like, why the fuck did you show me this, James? But then other times I'd be like, holy shit, that's something I didn't think I would like or whatever.
Yeah.
So I like that. I feel like I don't see new things anymore. Do you get what I'm saying?
I will fix that. You may not like them, but I will fix that.
Well, so I like that.
If you want a podcast to listen to, oh my God. So the first 3 episodes are on YouTube, but the rest is on, like, you would have to download an app. But I'm going to send you a YouTube later. If you want something to listen to while you're at work. And
yeah, if you send me stuff I can just listen to, I'll definitely do it at work.
Okay.
Like,
I
it's
got one
harder when
thing.
I obviously. Okay.
And then if you like it, you can listen to the rest of the podcast. It's uh a tabletop actual play podcast. It's four guys and they play Delta Green. And but they don't they take it they take the horror seriously, but they don't take like it super seriously. So they're still cracking jokes and having fun. And it's uh that was like probably the last podcast I listened to where I breezed through it and I liked it a lot. So yeah, I would like you to think of ideas. Even if it's just like, hey, let's watch this movie, we have that there, whatever. It'll just be another podcast and we'll go from there. If you listen to podcasts, maybe you can find ideas from other podcasts. I'm mostly just taking things I like and throwing them at you like I normally just do. And yeah, I guess that's all for episodes. Um oh. We'll probably get to this next time, but intro outro music, do you have an idea what you even want? Yeah.
Not really, because I mean, there's some that I like that I noticed, but I'll have to like listen to them again to be like, oh yeah, that was what one. But there's so many that it's just literally a background noise before the podcast
Yeah.
starts. Like it's something that I don't even register. You
But
know?
that's also the thing because I started going through my library because I got a bunch from Humble Bundle and I'm like, well, you and me aren't like, oh my god, hey guys, welcome to the podcast. Blah, blah. We can get there, but generally that's not how we start. We're kind of just calm, normal
Yeah, I mean,
people.
I don't even want to say hey guys. It's like you clicked play. You know what's happening.
There
I'm
still
not
needs to
saying I'm
be
not going to.
intro
I'm
to
just
be
saying
like,
it's fine, but I don't know if I agree. It's just the reason why I say this is because when I start a podcast and there's that intro, that's become background noise. That is a part of the
mm,
intro music to me. It's something I don't care about. Like it's just like let's just get to it. And that's my favorite thing is when they say like, all right, let's just get to it or let's get started. I'm like, okay, finally. Like all the shit you just said was bullshit. Like could have been cut out.
well, I think it's
But
good, especially if you have guests. Like, we have to introduce the guests,
that's
and
different though.
and some,
I feel like that's different.
especially for what we're doing. We're going to be a variety podcast. That means someone, it's not like actual play podcast where you have a whole campaign. Of course, you start with episode 1, but with us, someone could just jump in wherever they think looks interesting. So, being going like, "Hey, I'm James," just so they know my voice is James, and then you say your name, and then boom. We're gonna need
I'm not
something, and
saying
we're
we're
gonna
not doing it.
okay,
I'm just saying,
okay.
like, because you were saying like, oh, we don't go. I'm saying I don't even like the low key intro. Like I dread that part of it because I'm like, this is just. Oftentimes it's gonna be unnecessary, and other times it's just gonna be like annoying to do for me. I'm not saying everyone else feel that way if they're listening to it.
Oh,
I'm just saying
and
that's how
maybe
me.
that's something we should like have a larger discussion on in the future. Like discuss how we want to do an intro. I guess that doesn't really bother you too much, but you know. Hey,
It
welcome to
should
James and
be
John
probably.
Try Podcasting. I'm James.
I'm the other guy
Fuck
from the
you.
name that he just said.
You know what? If you can come with 50 responses like that, sure, go for it. Mine will always be the same. Yours will be different. By the way, I guess I should ask, like, will there ever be a time where you do the intro?
Guess if I have to. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just about repetition. Like maybe at some point it just feels weird because I don't do. It's
Yeah,
just not natural to me now.
I may have to watch some of my
Think about
YouTube
James.
videos, but I think
James,
I do it in all my videos.
yes, so it's natural to you now, but also remember when we were talking about, actually, I don't know if that was during that discussion, but I've mentioned multiple times that I don't learn people's names, and I don't even try to learn their names. Like, I didn't know your name for a long time of our friendship. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I guess I care to say people's names right if I'm gonna say it, but I don't
Yeah.
care to say people's names often.
Okay. I was just curious, like, I guess, like, is there a host and a co-host, or are we both co-host? You know, I think
It's
we're
so
both
this is the
co-hosts.
thing. I guess, but I got a lot of work to do. Because the thing is, it feels more like you're the host, and I'm just kind of like feeding off that. You know what I
Mm.
mean? You get
And
what I'm
I'm
saying?
fine with that. Like, I mean, part of this is all this is happening because I'm pushing for it to an
So
extent.
yeah, to an extent. And so not just that, but I'm just saying it's also not something I've really even the few that we did, it was that was the same thing, right? Like you set it up, you get me talking, and it's just like how can you make that happen? And then I do it once I get going.
It's really not that hard with you. Really, we just need to hit a subject and we go. It's actually more the
But
fact that we may hit tangents.
it's true. Well, I guess, but my point is still like you not only like initiate it, but like it's like you, even if we hit tangents, you're the one that brings it back. You're the one that, you know what I mean? Like you're like kind of keeping the flow of it, even though that's hard to do when I just say whatever the hell I want, and then especially when I go on a tangent, that's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that's true. God,
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
Well, but also sometimes I'm just right there with you sometimes. Like because we're recording, I'm like, okay, I need to find a spot to bring it back to this.
Yeah, right.
When it's just you and me, sometimes we went from talking about school to talking about planets to talking about dying, talking about uh, apocalypses. And it's like, how the fuck did
But
we
I feel
get
like
here?
I don't know, but because that's the way I am as well. Um, but I feel like once we are able to just make interesting stuff, that's what will be, that's our personality. Like that's how we talk, and that's why like we like talking to each other, and that's
Yeah.
why I would assume people would like listening, you know?
You know what? I'm gonna put on the list, good to go. Just chatting.
Okay.
Like we'll come in with maybe
Fireside
some stuff
chats.
we what?
I said fireside chats.
That might be a podcast.
No, no, no. It is like you don't like. I think like there was presidents that did that. Like in
Oh.
like it was the thing. Fireside
Oh,
chats.
okay.
Like
But like, yeah, just that could easily just be us just, hey, let's get I don't think it should be episode 1. Uh or 2 or 3, but maybe like middle. I mean, and I guess that kind of gets into my next point actually. The schedule. What should we aim for? Once a week? Every 2 weeks? Once a month? Because I'm assuming I'm doing the editing and posting and all that stuff, right?
at least for some time.
I
Um,
okay. Yeah.
I don't know, because the thing is like I don't want to overcommit and then not be able to deliver, and then it's like I'm failing and I'm not making it. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm again like just flaking out. Um,
Dude, as someone who's been on and off on my YouTube channel, I got you. I understand.
so but I don't want to feel that way myself, but also make you feel that way, and it's not even in your control this time. You know what I mean? Like, because you know it's supposed to be both of us. Um,
Well, I think that might actually help us though. When you're
I
doing
think,
something
well,
by
that's
yourself, like
it's
you're
easier to just skip.
slip.
But the thing is, I'm saying it's not just about, like, we also have schedules that don't match up all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not totally in our control. Like, I feel like the maybe in the beginning we should just aim for once a month. But if you text me and you go, hey, are you available this day, and I tell you yes or no, and if I am, then we do something, and then okay, now we just got 2 in a row. That wasn't the goal, it's just how the schedule played out, you know what I mean? Until we have either more consistent scheduling, or maybe we just get into a rhythm where it's like we know what we're doing, we're going to be more concise and efficient with our time, you know what I mean? Like right now it's like takes a lot of time to probably do a lot less than what we'll be able to do after we're really doing it, you know what I mean? um and I mean just this part, because like you were saying, then there's like the editing part and stuff. um so I don't know how you feel about that.
I think we should aim for once a month, and if we can get, if we're able to do, like in October, we had we both had horror movies we want to show each other or some shit, and it
Yeah.
just makes sense to put them both out on October, just a week or two apart. Then great. But yeah, I kind of want to aim for once a month, which means we would be aiming for about 12 podcasts.
The good news is that we could produce way more content than that and just have it backlogged
Yeah,
until we decide, oh, wait, no, we actually can do this every 2 weeks, or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. As a variety show, as something like trying to create episode ideas that isn't, just chatting. Yeah, it's possible.
I
And
feel more comfortable with that idea than
yeah,
like just trying to like write off rip,
yeah, yeah.
you know, go.
And again, like once a week maybe could have been possible with more of a, hey, let's do a Boy Meets World watch-a-thon where we like individually watch like 4 or 5 episodes and then get together and chat and then go watch 4 or 5 episodes, come back. But I that has an end to it, and I don't know how much we would enjoy that in general. And actually, I meant to mention this. We could do like season 1 of Boy Meets World and maybe just commit to that.
What do you mean commit to that?
That be an episode. Or
Oh,
even it
okay.
could be 2 episodes if we get through, how many episodes is in season 1?
Probably like 20 something, 24, 20, 26, something like that.
Man, fucking Marvel fucked me up.
They're also shorter, so it'd be like 12 Marvel episodes.
Boy Meets World season 1 episodes. I misspelled that badly. Season 1, 22 episodes. Wow. So if we start a Patreon, that could be a side project.
Sure, but one thing I want to say is I actually said I wanted to do that, and you like were like, I don't know, I don't think so. Like now you're saying like, hey, this can be added to the list. Like I was the one that wanted to do that.
I know.
That was my one idea.
Yeah, I know. And the main thing with it is it's 22 episodes. The way I've always, uh, because I've listened to a couple different podcasts that are watching shows, and they always did like, okay, we're going to watch 4 to 5 or, 6 episodes and then get together and talk about those 6 episodes. So I guess is the breakdown, we watch the season separately from each other and come into it together. We can even watch it together and then do a podcast after we get through all 22 episodes. Like, is going through season 1 a single episode, or do we break down, because what's 22 divided by, let's just say 4 episodes? Let's just say 6. That'll be 3.6, okay? 22 divided by 4. So 5.5 episodes. So, yeah. And then watching a full season has more of us failing to watch all of them, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's such a watchable show, though.
Well, do you think we
Again, like,
watch all of season 1 and just do an episode based on that?
I think what we should do is watch all of season 1. You know, we're gonna have to take notes, like, as we're watching, because that's gonna be a lot of stuff to watch.
You're
Um,
talking to the right person.
so then I think we just record and then see how that goes with that season. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, how much did we talk? How much did we pull from that? And if we can be distilled into an episode, then we keep doing that moving forward. But if it needed to be multiple episodes, then maybe we can plan it out more for each season. Like you said, like, let's just focus on these first 6 episodes or whatever, so that it's like more I don't know what's the word I'm looking for here.
An actual breakdown.
Yeah, like, it's more broken down. It's just more planned. It feels like there's something for the listeners to actually like follow, rather
Yeah.
than, you know. But if we have like a really good conversation as well that can be one, and it's about the season, and then I don't see why we couldn't just do that for each season,
It
because
could
they're all the same
also,
length.
yeah, it could also just be, and this will get into the next section, but do you think we would do a Patreon or something?
I mean, I that would only be if we had any, level of success in getting and retaining, listeners.
So let's talk about my next one, which I briefly discussed with you. Podcast success and failure and what that means. So
Mm-hmm.
the conversation I kind of want to have with you is, let's start. Let's talk about failure first. When do we call it quits? I can tell you what I'm feeling, but I'm curious maybe where you are. But if you're not sure yet, I can tell you where I'm at.
Well, I'm not sure, because the way you pitch this, I don't know that there's actually like a failing point. If we're getting better, if I'm like if we're enjoying it, if the episodes are coming together, if I'm like feeling more comfortable doing it, then that's already a success right off the bat.
Mm. Uh, for me, I guess the failure rate is or whatever, however you want to. Maybe failure is not the correct term, but I say give it a year and go from there. Give it our best as much as we can, and go from
So
there.
you're more saying, in a year, has this thing actually started to gain any traction? Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying? Okay.
and who knows? In a year, maybe we do have a Patreon and we're making, I don't know, $1,000, and we have to have a fucking business name and shit to do taxes. Who the fuck knows?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that leads into the next part. How far do we take success?
What do you mean? I feel like I
Uh,
need that spelled out a little bit.
okay. So as you know, I tend to plan, and if we do take money, there's taxes, there's a bunch of shit that I honestly not sure how to do. All I know is we would have to do taxes every 3 months, every quarter. Um, or else you kind of get fucked over if you do taxes as a self-employed people or a small company. You kind of get fucked up. So do we? Let's just say we do build an audience. We do make money. Do we want to? Do we want to take money? Do we want to hit the, we have to file a business name, have a bank account for the money to go into that we can then separate off for taxes and then split amongst each other. Uh, and then not only that, if we do want to do that, how far do we want to take it? Do we want to aim to have an actual company where we hire people, where we can quit our jobs and have an office, or we live in the same state and or city and can do something.
Right. Okay. I mean, I guess the issue with that is I don't know how I'm gonna feel continuing after a certain point just because this isn't something I would have ever thought to do. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like we've done things like this before, so I know I don't hate it, but it's not like something that I've like dreamed of doing.
Yeah.
But it's possible that I will enjoy it, and also that like depending how much potentially can be made after a couple of years or something better than what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? So it's like also where am I
Yeah.
in my separate job, because there's going to be a point where that decision does have to be made, because either you're going to want more commitment, more time out of me in making this thing, and if I'm going to do more, then I am going to have to be making money. You know what I mean? Like from it, cuz I can't, like my job right now it fucking sucks, but even my previous job, I actually, other than the corporate shit, like I did like that job, but it took like all my time, you know? So, I guess that's a harder question to answer because I don't know how far I would want to take it
Yeah.
right now. Like it just depends. It just depends how things shake out outside of the podcast, and then it depends how things shake out with the podcast. You know what I mean? Like if I'm still like I don't know what I'm doing outside the podcast, and then the podcast is taking off and people are like we're willing, you know, to pay for this content, then why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely better than hating the place you spend most of your time. That's how I feel right now at work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just thought, you know, thought exercise really. I just was curious. For me, there's also a version where we start a business, but you also try doing the things you want to do in life. And you could be, you don't have to be as involved with, whatever we grow, and be like, you know how some TV shows, like there's a main side character, but they're always put on the credits as guest because they're like, well, for my contract, if I get like a movie job, I want to be able to leave this, so I have to be a guest.
Yeah.
So it could maybe form into something like that. I mean, again, I've done YouTube, I've done a bunch of things and never made a fucking cent. So this could just be something we do for fun, to make our shitty jobs less shitty because we're doing something fun. I would like it to be something that's more than that, though. But I've also been broken a few times, so
Well, yeah, I guess for me, like that explains that this even came up as a topic, honestly, because like for you, you're like, what's failure? I was like, I feel like we can't fail. And then obviously you think we can, you know? And then what's success? And it's like for me, that's just a wide spectrum. Like I like I said, if we keep doing it and we're actually making content and I'm liking the content and I'm feeling like, oh, this episode was better. Like or like a year from now, what we're doing now, we couldn't have done a year ago. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's like, that's super successful and it has nothing to do with, are we making money? You know what I mean? And then that would just be, I guess, amazing if like, again, things don't change for me outside of that and I'm just enjoying doing that. That would be amazing, because if you're enjoying it, why wouldn't you want to
yeah.
do that and make money at the same time? I feel like you look very intense right now.
Kind of. I've been having a lot of thoughts about my job and things like that, and not only that, the job, my age, just a bunch of things. Just like, wow, did not want to be here at this point in my life, you know. So I would love this to be something either to build something or for me to be like, hey, a random company I really fucking enjoy. I've
Hire me because
hosted,
look at all this.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
like this is
hosted
your
a
resume building
podcast.
at the very least.
I've done some YouTube stuff. I want to get into Twitch. Hey, I'm playing with TikTok. I kind of know. I know the Gen Zs. I
Okay,
know
so
the
then I have a question.
zebras.
Like, so no, I mean, but that's good. I feel like that. I think it's good to shoot for the stars too and be like, I want to do my own thing and I want to be successful and I want to be the people we were just talking about. Like the kind of funnies. The what was the giant bomb spinoff?
Nextlander or hell fucking giant
Next line.
bomb.
Yeah, like that's fine, but I think that it's also good to have the goal of just like producing that content and being like, I'm proud of this. I know this is good at some point, you know, and then being like, why you're making that face because you never think because you're self-critical, like
Finish your thought and I'll
me too.
tell you.
Okay,
Tell
well, I
you
was
where
gonna
I'm
say
at.
this is good, and I can show it to these people that I would also be happy to work with or for or whatever the case may be, you know.
So doing the YouTube thing, and I did it kind of fairly consistently for a little bit there, even though moving from a different state and all that stuff, and just also depression. Uh, it's just of all the content I've done, there's one thing I'm proud of doing, and then there's like one or two things that I think are actually good. The thing I'm proud of doing is doing that full actual play of Academagia that turned out to be like 200 episodes. That was not the intent of that, but that's what it turned out to because I did not plan. I knew it was a fucking long game too. I knew it. It was me reading. I'm not even a good reader. What was I? That's why I did it because it was a simple thing.
Right.
But I was proud I finished it. Uh, and they never came out with Academagia year 2, so I'm winning versus them. uh, but the two things I kind of liked were never things I did by myself. It was
What were the two?
Red Flags, I think, is like one of my favorite thing because not even just the content I think is good. It's also the like I edit that. I did. I didn't use base like transitions. I made up my own transition. And I probably didn't do it right, but fuck it. It was
You got it done.
it worked.
Yeah.
Like it hide the cut. And that's all that mattered and that was probably one of the most fun I ever fucking had. Editing a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And actually most of the stuff I do with someone else is more fun to edit because a lot of times you're just criticizing yourself. I've never criticized I've criticized my friends, but in the healthy way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even when it's like, okay, oh, John is doing a lot of tongue clicking or whatever, making noises with his mouth, whatever. I can fix that. Um, but when I do, I'm like, I'm a stupid motherfucker. What's wrong with me? Why do I click my tongue? Ah. And one of the worst things is editing. There are two of the worst things you can do when editing yourself. One, you start hearing things from podcasts you enjoy. Like, not everyone fucking cuts out every ums and ahs. Not everyone gets rid of all the, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
and then the worst thing is hearing yourself so much. Uh, you know how your inner voice doesn't match with your outer voice? If you do enough editing of yourself, it starts to match up. And I fucking hate it.
The only thing I will say about like, I mean, because ultimately what you're saying is reduced to just being overly critical. I think you've done more, good stuff than you think. But there's people that are successful that do feel that way, no matter the level of success they get. So you might always feel like that, and that doesn't mean you won't have what you need to either start your own thing or join one of these places that you want to. Like I actually watched. It's only like 40. Do you have HBO Max?
Yeah.
There's a South Park, the like making of, like it's only 45 minutes and it's on there, and Trey Parker has that feeling every episode. They showed him at like the process of making it. That's the fun part, right? Like when he's talking to all these people, like what you're saying, like you're talking to all these people, you love it. Then when he's by himself, that's when he hates himself and everything that he's doing. And then the episode is finally delivered on the day it's due, and he walks away going, "That's the worst episode I've ever fucking made." And then it's time distance away from it that he might go, "Oh, that was actually pretty good," like, or whatever. But it's like he has that feel. They said he's like that every time. Like he's just him and Matt Stone. They said they have like it's weird, like where they start high, or maybe they start neutral because they don't know where they're going with it. Then um like they start climbing up, and then Matt Stone midweek will like drop like, "I don't know what the fuck we're doing. We just wasted half a week. We're not going to deliver this episode," because they do it every week. Like when the seasons were airing, they do it kind of like Saturday Night Live, where you have 1 week to deliver this episode on the day it's due. So he's plummeting, and Trey Parker, that's when he's like at his best, when Matt Stone is in misery, apparently. Which kind of reminds me of us. And then but then when everything's coming together, Matt Stone seems to have the opposite feeling, where he's like, I see it. It's coming together. We're going to deliver this episode. I'm feeling good. And he's coming back up. That's when Trey Parker plummets. So it kind of sucks because he ends each project. If you treat an episode like that, where there would be like a podcast, each one ends with him going, "What the fuck did I just do here? This is terrible." And then, it just is that way. So I'm just saying that to say that you might not ever shake that feeling with stuff that you make. There'll be times where you're happy or you get more distance from it or whatever. And then the other thing is, not to keep beating a dead horse, but you should see a therapist. Like, this is not healthy to beat yourself up all the time for like all these little things, including your own voice. I mean, I don't like hearing it either, but I don't think I react the same way you do. I think if you ever make it to a point where it's like, "Oh man, we need contracts because this is a business," I'm gonna have something there that says you need to see a therapist. That's the only way I'm signing my life to you, James. Like, we're partners now in this business. I need to know that you're not gonna go off the rails.
Wow. Look, I'm not mentally healthy, but I'm not bad.
I think you convince yourself of that sometimes.
Damn.
You get with the water every time.
Well, good to know.
I said what I'd say.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so podcast success and failure. You're saying we'll see how it goes, pretty much?
Yeah. I mean, there's a wide range of possibilities of what success could be, and then we'll see. Yeah, we'll just see.
I guess saying failure, I kind of just mean, when do we stop?
stop with this one. But again, I guess it's kind of we'll see, right? Because like, let's say we're not getting the viewership, we're not. But what if we just, like you said, what if we're just having a lot of fun doing it, and we're not like potentially that means it's time for us to find, like you were saying, like this could be a test bed, and then maybe we have to find something where we feel like we're trying to truly anchor this thing to draw in a consistent audience. Like maybe we're too scattershot and we're like, we're never going to hold a group the way we're doing this now or something like that, But like outside of coming to that conclusion, I don't know, because I don't even know when we would come to that conclusion.
Mm.
Like it's just tough. It's just tough to say. Like obviously we want to have goals, and maybe I think this is just something we have to revisit a little bit later, where we see kind of like where we're going, and then we can have like a pull the plug moment to try something else, so that we're
Right.
not, because if we're feeling like we can do better than this but not necessarily doing this, then that's a waste of our time too. Like we want to have fun and we want to like potentially get something out of it more than that, but like we don't want to just keep doing the
Well,
same shit.
also, like, the podcast doesn't really define anything, because let's just say we do find some success. It's not like our business needs to be called James and John Try Podcasting. We could be like, I don't fucking know, Wildebeest Meth LLC,
Yeah.
And then, like, well, the podcast is part of that, but we also stream, we also YouTube, we also do a commercial for Ferraris. I don't fucking know. I don't know why I picked that
Ferraris.
car. I can barely pronounce it. And not only that, I could have maybe said something actual we would do. Reese's peanut butter cups.
What is the type of stuff you're not I mean, I guess the shortages are not going to last forever, but what's the chip shortage that was affecting you? Like what aren't you able to get, or without spending a ridiculous amount of money or
Video
something?
card.
Yeah. So if we took off within like the next year by some, whatever magic,
You never
we
know.
we I know, that's why like, but it's kind of, it is magic. Like when it happens, you don't
That's
know,
true.
but it's kind of random to an extent.
That's true.
But anyways, that would be something like, get this video card. It's the only one you can fucking get. Ding. Like, that's the only thing I could picture you selling right now. Or a mic, I guess. All your equipment. Because if you're taking off, aren't there people who were like sponsor potentially, like use this mic, use this headphones, if you liked it.
I mean, a lot of ads are kind of like, hey, there's this mattress you can buy online. Or, hey, try this cooking package kit thing.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so I guess that's something we would have to talk about too, because like, yeah,
Will we
it'd be
ever
nice
do
to make
ads?
money, but I don't want to do ads that don't make sense to me to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like it would have to either fit or it just has to make sense, like why we're selling this product.
To future sponsors, that does not bother me. I will make it work. Look, motherfucker, if fucking let me think of a fucking, if the Gap wants to give us money, I will take the Gap's money. Hey,
But I
their
would take the
shirts are
Gap's money too,
great.
because no, but that's what I'm saying. I would wear Gap. Like that's not the same
I
as
have not been
like,
in a Gap store in many years.
well, they have good stuff.
Gap comes sponsors. But like we'll do
Gap, they have good stuff.
but we'll do a Gap commercial, and while we do a fucking horror movie thing. Like, I don't fucking care. There needs to be an ad break. Fuck it. To be fair, if we did do a company, it would never be just the podcast. It would be a podcast, a streaming, a video. another podcast, and then like Patreon and other donation kind of stuff.
Right.
And then we'll make t-shirts. That's where the big money is, the t-shirts.
The first shirt. Well, first off, that's not even remotely true. You know, a lot of people
Merchandise
barely-
is kind of really, so a lot of like YouTubers and stuff sell merchandise because they
Yeah.
upsell it. Like a shirt makes like it takes $10 to make, but they sell it for $35.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think that's what we would do. We're not assholes.
no, we're not
Well-
assholes, but also like, how are those shirts getting made? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to
Oh,
be
yeah,
a
yeah.
part of the existing problems of the world
Yeah.
making my shirts. Yeah.
You don't want that smell of blood, sweat, and tears?
No, I really don't. You know. Yeah, no.
May want to be careful with the Gap then. Look, we sell a lot of nice things, and we're not being sponsored, so this
is
video
true.
may need to be deleted. In the
Shit. We're off to a great start.
Look, we had to counterbalance. We had to counterbalance.
I guess I have more control in that situation than I do in my current one, where I just all my options of buying clothes right now essentially are either made in ways I probably wouldn't be the happiest with, or just I cannot afford.
Yeah.
I am poor, James.
I mean,
I don't even remember the last time I bought clothes.
well, I mean,
Anyways,
look, I still live at home, so, and I don't think I can move out on my own. I would need a partner. I could maybe, with the money I've saved, I can maybe buy a place if, you know, things didn't go the way they went. I thought a pandemic would make housing property go down. People were dying. There's a lot. I didn't realize, you know, companies would just buy up all the houses and then, yeah. Anyway,
so what's next?
I think that's the end, unless there's anything you want to talk about.
Oh, really?
Any topics you want to bring up?
You know what sucks? I need to be paper and pen like you, or at least have my notes app open or something. Because I thought of a couple things while we were talking, but I didn't want to stop talking. And then now that you've put me on the spot, I don't got nothing. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, you need to keep a pad of paper and a pen with you. When we apparently record. Also just I have this on my desk because sometimes I write notes, and when I'm at work, I can pick up my notes app, I write it on my notes app, and then I write it on the paper. Actually, let me just check my notes app to see if there's anything I might have forgot to
Yeah,
write
I
down.
use my notes app to take notes, but the thing is, like, I think I have better memory than I do every time. Like, I always think I'm gonna be able to think of this when we're done, and then I don't know. I don't. I just need to commit to note taking.
Yeah, especially if we do the Boy Meets World thing. I mean, it's on good to go, so I guess we're doing it. We'll schedule that somewhere. And I guess I'm gonna look into how to have like a Google calendar we can share or something. So you can put like the days you have off. Like we'll talk about that afterwards. We'll probably get on Saturday night if you're good to go. It doesn't have to be like this.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if Oh wait, do you mean tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm so confused. I was thinking next week. I was like, I don't think I had that schedule. But yeah. Okay.
We should probably end this video, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So the only thing I'll say is thank you for watching. If you want to follow the podcast, we should be on episode 2 now. And I'll probably have links in the descriptions, and I don't fucking know. We are doing this. I'm hoping to have the first episode out by the end of January. We have to discuss schedules and stuff and see if we can do that. I hope so. But yeah, again, thank you for watching. Subscribe, hit our social medias, share us. We want to be famous. And next time we record, hopefully we discuss episode ideas. Jonathan.
It's not my name. No, people are gonna think that's not my name.
No.
No version of my name is Jonathan.
That's just shit I say to extend his name. It's either that or Johnny, which I don't think you like Johnny. Yeah, you have that reaction, which is fair.
It was my childhood name, that's why. But I didn't like it then either.
So yeah, Jonathan. Also, it makes you sound professional.
I feel like just my name is fine.
Okay, well, come up with episode ideas, and I'm sure there's more topics as we go through that we should talk about or touch on again. And I'm hoping by the end of January we have episode 0 and episode 1 out. That's what I want to aim for. And actually, next episode will probably be scripting episode 0 because that's going to be more of a scripted thing. Because we're doing something weird. Because of course we are. Your beard is so thick.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. It probably looks better when the hair is like, you know, all weird Yankovic. Anyway. Again, thank you for watching. Goodbye. I always do this. I always say thank you for watching like 15 times because I remember something. And no amount of editing will fix that.
I think you can do a whole episode of thank you.
Well, that's when we have Patreons, when we have to thank them individually in the podcast because all these fucking podcasters do this. Let me hit stop.